Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to WRC Generations, and we are in Rally Italia Sardinia. So, yes, if you're hearing a lack of music, that's because I had to turn it off because it's copyrighted, so now we are in streamer mode with no music. The sound effects are still on, though. So yeah, so as I was saying, indeed, let me phrase it differently how I just did in the, so I found it I find it curious that the game had music in the garage sections that's copyrighted, but the kind of music that doesn't come across as copyrighted, you know? So, like, instead of having, like, what's like an example? Instead of having, like, you know, AC/DC Thunderstruck, or, you know, a song by someone with lyrics and stuff, you know, a song, yes? Which sounds copyrighted, yes? Instead of that, this game has these, like, very vague, like, these very, like, not anything background music things. So they don't really feel like they're adding to the experience anything else than white noise, you know? So therefore it's kind of interesting that they use copyrighted music, but without the actual benefit of having actually music in the thing, you know? It's not like, you know, it's not a song that you recognize from anything. It's just random background sorta kinda thing that happens to be copyrighted by some instance. Like, okay, like at that point, why not just use freeware music and have that there instead, which would be equally as fine. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. Okay, cool. But with that said, let's go. That's fair. Sometimes they don't make the smartest of choices, true. Like, if I remember right, it might have been in Dirt 4 or something, where the, like, background musics and so on, and the mid-garage musics, they're clearly, you know, as someone is singing in those songs, you know. It's, like, clearly it's something. That's kind of the interesting bit I find curious, but... Oh.
5, 4,
Alright.
3,
I'll try to
2,
focus, but
1.
talk a little bit when I
Let's
can.
go. Right 4, bumpy, don't cut, opens into left 3 long, keep in.
Again, mistakes may happen. I'm still very rusty, and this game
3 short,
sometimes kind of makes weird movements to me that I don't quite recognize.
Right over bumps into right 4, tightens into left 5, tightens. And right 4, don't cut, and left 5 short. Right 4, tightens into left 5, short, 50. And right 4, keep in, into left 3, short, 30. Flat left over crest, and left 5, opens, 50. Left 4, 50.
Yeah, that turn always just throws me off. That's so much more than a 4 to me. But this is just the warm-up shakedown, so it's no big deal. It doesn't really cause me time loss there, because I'm just getting the extra tires from the warm-up here.
Into hairpin right, open.
Yeah, that sometimes throws me off. Like, sometimes these cars behave like they're not pulling from the front. It's kind of odd. Like, it's kind of like they have, like, an extra... Like, it feels like they're pulling more with their handbrake than they should, you know? Or longer, rather. Like, you know when you, like, press the handbrake for 0.1 seconds and the car behaves like you've been there 4 seconds. It's weird. It's odd. I feel like in the WRC games they try to make the handling too real on some levels that it's not even good anymore. Like, it's a person's opinion. I kind of agree, and it's also a thing where it's a thing where it does matter quite a bit on who you of course ask. But my feeling on WRC games has been mostly, well, it depends a lot in which game we're talking about, because they're done by different teams after Oh boy. I think Milestone did 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe? And somewhere around 5 or 6, I think, Kiloton took the wheel. And then they made that and 7 and 8 and 9, 10, and then this. Yeah, so yeah, the Kiloton ones. And when the Kiloton ones came to being, it's I need to replay Dirt Rally 2.0 to like solidify an opinion on this, but I feel like some of the main differences between the two are that this game has the problem where the wheels don't dig enough into the gravel, so it kind of feels like your car is floating on the gravel a bit. So it feels like you're not really on a surface, or like in a surface. You're sort of like you're moving just above it in a way that it doesn't quite give a feel. Like the bumps and jumps feel fine mostly, but the surface just gives way so much that you don't feel like your wheels are like digging into a rocky, gravelly surface that should like hold the wheel sideways a little bit. It doesn't feel right. Especially some of the smoother gravel stages feel just like soap. It is so like I really don't like the Rally of Estonia on this game because the surface is just smooth as ice. It's just you go off in every corner.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're off.
Let's go.
Left 4 narrows into left 5. Tightens, brake. For hairpin right. Into left 3, short and right 2. Don't cut. Into left 3, short. Into brake for hairpin left. And right 1. Don't cut.
Can't talk too much while doing this. It's really hard to focus.
Tightens. And flat left, don't cut. And right 5, bumpy, tightens. Into left 3, tightens 2, don't cut. Rock out.
Oh, and I mentioned this before.
Don't cut. Into left 3, short, opens.
Whenever I just overshoot a turn, I genuinely feel it's really often not my fault, because the brakes don't work. Like, for some weird-ass reason, specifically this WRC doesn't have brakes. Like, they do nothing. It's maddeningly weird. Like, you hit the brakes like 5 seconds before the turn, you keep it just all the way down, and the brakes just slow the car so little, you might as well just like open the window and put out your hand and use that wind resistance to stop the car. Like, the brakes are absolutely nothing. It's so weird. I haven't driven a WRC car in real life, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they are capable of stopping the car at a relatively decent clip, you know? Like this one is so weird that it just is incapable of doing that.
Into left 5, narrows, keep in, 30. Right 3, opens.
Like, it's especially a problem when you're like on a really long straight that then suddenly turns into a hairpin or an acute intersection or something. There, like, you need to start braking a full 7.5 seconds before you reach that turn. Fully. Brake all the way down and just brake, 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 and then turn. Like, it does not stop the car. It is maddeningly nonsensely weird. Like, what on earth is going on there?
And left 2, tightens, medium. And right 3, long, opens, 40.
Like, I can give or take some other things about the physics, but the brakes are the real big bugbear here. Like, that is so weird that they're not a thing.
And right 4, over crest, tightens. Into left 5, medium, tightens, 40. Right 5, 40. Caution.
Especially when you're doing like an asphalt rally, you know? where there's a long, long straight with a hairpin at the end, like in Japan. That's a really good example. It's so weird, it feels so weird that you need to fully on brake about 700 meters of asphalt until you can even attempt to accurately hit the turn. Like, it feels like the brakes are literally 1/20th of what they should be. And I'm really puzzled why. Like, I don't think it... Like, it sure doesn't feel like realism, you know?
And right 5, tighten short, 30 for finish.
There you go. Let me see. Personal feel thing. Try to make it. New same with Dirt Rally. Back to the Forza Horizon 5 DLC with the rally thing that came 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I haven't played that because I just don't have the funds to just buy stuff that much. So I haven't tried that at this point. One day I will, but it'll take some time. And but yeah, Forza is I really don't know what to say there. My current vibe is that from the new rally games, because I haven't played the Forza one, is probably Dirt Rally 2.0. It's not perfect, but it does address most of the, or it's better in most ways compared to this. Like, that game has brakes, and in that game the cars have a little bit more weight than in here. It's not perfect there either. They're still a bit too lightweight in my feel, but, you know, it's something. It might be the same kind of stuff as in Forza. You want to feather the brakes instead of just hitting it fully. Make more if there's a setting for ABS. There is a setting for ABS, yes, but usually it shouldn't do quite that. And if I put those ABS settings off, it usually tends to mean that the car just turns always sideways when I hit the brakes in any way, and it kind of feels unhelpful, you know?
5, 4, 3,
I might try it
2,
if that makes a
1.
difference, though.
Let's go. Hairpin right, don't cut, 30 into jump. Right 4, keep out, tightens 2, short, 30.
Alright, let's see. But you might have a point there. That could actually be a reason, though.
Opens, hairpin right into left 3, short.
That is an astute idea to bring forth, for sure.
And hairpin right, don't cut, bail out, opens, 40. Caution, right 3 into acute hairpin right, bail in.
But even then, like, if that's the problem, cool, but it shouldn't, like, the difference between hitting and feathering the brakes is fair made. That's fine, but it still shouldn't cause the car to just, like, not slow down. That's kind of what I find puzzling. Like, that's fine that it's not usual to hit the brakes for 10 seconds and then just keep it stable. That's fair. But I find it puzzling that it still doesn't slow the car down almost at all. That's kind of the part that puzzles me.
And hairpin right, don't cut, bail out, opens, 40.
And feathering the brakes is a lot more, feels more natural to me when there's just, you know, when the stages are much more like these, well, like this, or have plenty of turns. But it feels weird when, or it's hard to assess when there's like a 700 meters of straight and then one extremely acute turn at the end. That's where it's really hard. You want to have the ABS on because it makes sure you can't lock the brakes. Yeah. That's why I won't turn it off. but it could be true that the ABS is so aggressive that it kind of like stops the brakes from actually affecting your speed much at all. That's... You might not have meant it, but you might have stumbled into an answer why the devs have made the physics kind of weird with the braking. That might be the reason, that the ABS is letting the wheels turn so much that it ends up not starting to stop the car, or they end up not slowing down the car much at all when you're like slowing with brakes from full straight. That could actually be the thing. Like, they may have, like, made the game with just, like, you know, ABS off in mind and then try to behave it with that. Because that's probably the professional driver's idea of playing the game, maybe. In Forza, it's a must. Yeah, I believe so. I don't remember, but I think it was on for me there as well. Usually, my, I do, like, ABS on and traction control off. And that's where I land with it. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy, I love it when it's night and there's like nothing to cool. This is gonna be fine. This will go perfect. 4.13 kilometers in absolute pitch black. Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 30, flat right, bumpy, keep in. And left 3.
The road does absolutely get harder for me to read with
Right 3, downhill,
with darkness.
tightens, don't cut,
It's cool,
30,
it's fun,
caution.
but it is definitely
Left 3,
a
bumps, keep in.
challenge.
Into right 5, hard brake. Into left 3, don't cut, opens into forest. And left 6. Into flat right, keep in, 40. Left 5, long, 30. Right 6, into left 5, 50. Right 3, over crest, narrows, opens. And right 4, medium. For right 3, short, into left 3, short, 40.
Nice and easy.
Right 4, long, over crest, tightens. Left 4, short, over crest, into right 3, keep in. Crest, into left 4, short, downhill. Into right 4, bumpy, 30. Right 4, bumpy, don't cut, opens, into left 3, long, keep in. Right 3, short, opens. And flat right over bumps, into right 4, tightens, into left 5, tightens. And right 4, don't cut, and left 5, short. Right 4, tightens, into left 5, short, 50.
Not even close.
And right 4, keep in, into left 3, short, 30. Flat left over crest, and left
I think
5,
that's
opens,
again
50.
the same turn where I flew off last time. For some reason I find that so hard to read right. Like, either the note is not acute enough, or just my brain just refuses to accept that.
Right 4, tightens long, narrows. And left 3, short,
Or it's just hard to
tightens,
see,
into right
I
5,
don't know.
brake. For right 3, don't cut, tightens. And left 1. Into hairpin right, opens. For caution, big jump, into left 5, tightens 4. Into right 4, 50, into forest. And right 3, don't cut, tightens, into flat left, 40.
Again, sometimes the oversteer in the when the back throws me off, I find it like,
Left 3, short, 40.
this car is supposed to be 4-wheel drive, yes? Like, it
Right 3, don't cut.
feels wrong.
Left 5, 70. Left 3, very long.
And as I mentioned before, oh wow, that's... again, like, the brakes just wouldn't do anything.
And right 3, long into finish.
I'll try that again. It went so badly. I just want to... I'm not happy with that.
2, 1, off we go. 30, flat right, bumpy.
Yeah. Traction control is all sorts of problematic in most games, so yeah.
And right 3, downhill.
Drifting is important in some instances, especially, yeah. And then also traction control has a problem where in most games, especially in rally games, but in any way, it's
And left 6,
the effect on how fast your car can actually go
left 5, long 30.
from like having traction control on and off is so big
Right 3,
that it's just,
narrows open.
if you want to actually have good lap times, good times, then you have to have it off, otherwise you will be at a considerable power disadvantage. Like, when your traction control is on, oftentimes in games, or at least in simulation type games, the traction control just will not allow your car to spin its wheels fast. Like, it's so restricting that it tries to make it absolutely sure it has like 0 spin on the surface of the tarmac or gravel or so on. And therefore it slows down the wheels so much that you end up just going much slower than you otherwise could. So it's... and it ends up also feeling like the car is kind of is taking some raw control away from you. At least that's how I feel about it. So I feel like you end up getting a better feel for the road and for the car's like just maneuverability and how it behaves by just having it off from the get-go.
Left 4, 50.
That is a very tight left 4, yeah. I don't like... I would argue that that is a...
3 short, tightens into right 5.
If there ever was a turn that needs to be a 3.5, that's probably one. That's so tight for a left 4, I think. It's not quite a 3, but it's real close.
Into hairpin right,
And that's
open.
what's always throwing me off there.
For caution, big jump into left 5, tightens 4. Into right 4, 50, into forest. And right 3, don't cut, tightens into flat left, 40. Left 3, short, 40.
Again, there,
Right 3, don't
I
cut.
hit the brakes for like 2 full seconds there. I barely made the turn.
Left 3, very long over crest, tightens.
So yeah, if you didn't happen to see it last time, on the bottom right corner, right next to the kilometers per hour, when you see the horizontal red, that means I'm hitting the brakes. So there's the green on the right and red on the left. Green is accelerate and red is brake. So when red is that's I'm braking completely. So that might help in some points to like have an idea of like what we're looking at here. Yeah, TC must be off always, and well, now that anti-lag is anything enforces a launch control, make sure that my race starts are clean. Yeah, true, yeah. Okay, actually, which one was... yeah, now is endurance and a stage. This I gotta take the hard tires here. That's the one spot where I have to use them. Let's fix the car. Sometimes they end up kind of like washing the car when they fix it, and sometimes they don't. Even if it's fully fixed, it's kind of weird how they sometimes or often don't. I don't know why it sometimes kind of leaves it dirty, but it doesn't always, even when it's fully fixed in both cases. No. All right. Let's do. So yeah, so to emphasize once more. So when you see on the bottom right the kilometers per hour, when to the left of that the red horizontal like vroom comes, that's when I'm braking. That's what that indicates. The green one is accelerating and the red one is braking. It might be helpful to keep an eye on that when I'm like on a long straight and a turn is coming, like how long I'm braking in some of these instances, and it's just not doing much.
5, 4, 3,
like that
2,
red one there.
1. Let's go. 30,
That's
flat
now
right,
gone.
bumpy, keep in. And left 3.
And now it's in. See? That one. Yeah. I hope it makes...
And
I
right
hope
3,
I
downhill,
explained it well
tighten,
enough.
Don't cut, 30, caution. Left 3, bumps, keep in. Into right 5, hard brake. Into left 3, don't cut, opens into forest.
It's not as bad when it's like a lot of lefts and rights, but when you're really
Keep in, 40. Left 5, long, 30.
slowing into
Right 6,
one
into left
turn
5, 50.
in many
Right
instances.
3, over crest, narrows, opens.
1, 2...
And right 4, medium.
That wasn't that
Right
bad.
3 short, into left 3 short.
But there are a bunch where it just doesn't work. And that's even more actually confusing, because sometimes it slightly does work. But most of the time it doesn't. Like that one there wasn't really bad.
Crest into left 4 short, downhill.
But because it often doesn't work, then it makes it even harder to like
Into right 4,
get an
bumpy,
average
30.
feel for it. Because you expect it to work
Right
better
4,
than
bumpy,
it does
don't
when
cut,
it fails,
opens
you
into
know?
Left 3 long, keep in.
It's probably easier to show on asphalt races, especially in Japan. Like, I had a lot of problems in Japan.
And flat right over bumps, into right 4, tightens, into left 5, tightens. And right 4, don't cut, and left 5 short.
And because I'm not trusting the brakes, I'm also probably just like using less of gas as well, just to not accelerate as hard as I otherwise would. Because I know I can't brake out of it.
And left 5, opens, 50. Left 4, 50. Right 4, tightens long, narrows. And left 3 short, tightens into right 5, brake.
Nice and
Right 3, don't
easy.
cut, tightens. And left 1. Into hairpin right, opens.
And
Caution,
here we
big
go.
jump into left 5, tightens 3.
And this is another excellent example of why I do medium length rallies and not longer. Because now we're, for the third time, we've gone through that bit of stage there.
Junction, 70.
And we're basically halfway through the rally. Like, it's already repeating so much of its kilometers that it would feel very, very redundant to do longer ones. It depends a little bit on what rally we're in, but it does do at least a little bit of that in all of them.
Through gate for left 2, into flat right long. Into right 6 short, keep in, and right 5 short.
It does look pretty though.
Into left 4 short, opens, 250 over crest. Right 6, tightens 4, small cut, 40.
I'm also making some really, really good distance to the
Left 4,
AI.
tightens 40.
So yeah, the AI difficulty is 100, meaning out of 150, so it's basically the normal one.
Into left 4 over bump.
So easiest is 50, normal is 100, and then the hardest possible is 150. I haven't tried what the hardest one is, but I probably
Right
would
5
lose
into left
quite
5
badly
long,
there.
tightens
But
over crest. And right 4 into
But
left
before
4
I started
long,
here, I
50.
hadn't really done much against normal either, so I had a feeling that like this is probably the
Brake, left 2,
base,
don't cut,
the
50.
baseline normal challenge to see what my, oh boy, come on.
Left 6,
There,
short,
like
and
there
left
the
5,
brakes were
tightens long.
very, very barely good enough to get me there. From a pretty long distance
Into
too.
left 4, tightens over crest. Into right 4, tightens 3, house in, tightens
That
over
was my
bump.
bad though.
Left 6, tightens 3, medium, don't cut.
Come on.
Into right 2, medium, tightens.
I do appreciate the endurance stages though, because it is genuinely difficult to focus on a full like 10 to 15 minute stage and not make major mistakes.
Into right 4 over over bump, into flat left, short, over crest. Into right 5, very long, tightens 4. And left 6, into right 5, short. And left 6, into right 5, short, 40. Into left 5, 60. Left 5, tightens, into right 4, short, and kinks. Into left 3, narrows, don't cut, and right 5. Caution, brake, square left, open, 30.
Yeah.
Left 5.
That note was almost a little bit late, but we got there.
And left 4, short, into right 3, very long.
Took a nasty bump from the
Into left 5,
inner turn
short,
there.
3 in, into right 5, 50.
That's what happened there.
Into left 3, long, opens, 200, bumpy.
See, we're
40,
fine.
Left 5, brake into right 3, short, very narrow, cut. Into flat left, and right 3.
Ow. Wow, that's a great spot
Come
there.
on, let's focus. Into left 4, don't cut, narrows, keep into right 4.
Man, these basically invisible hard points are just ruining my day here.
And left 1, medium, don't cut, into right 3, cut. And flat left, tightens, bumpy. Into right 3, tightens, into left 4, short, don't cut. Into right 2, opens. Into flat left, and right 5, don't cut. Into left 4, short. Into right 5, short. Into left 1, don't cut.
Nice and easy.
And hairpin right, into flat left, small cut. Into right 4 and left 3. Into right 4, short, and hairpin left, small cut. Into right 5 and flat left, into right 4, short. Into flat right, over crest, 100. Caution, right 3, don't cut, keep middle, 30. Hard brake for left 2, very narrow, and right 2, medium, 50.
Again, like, I broke so long, and it just
Brake for
would
left 2,
not.
very narrow, and right 2, medium, 50.
Like, I don't know what I was supposed to do there. Like, by the time the note comes, I hit the brakes, and the car will not stop enough. Like, that's an excellent example of what of my
Pin left, opens.
pet peeve here. Like, it just does not. It will not work well enough.
And left 3, short, over crest, into right 4. And crest, into right 5.
Like, you just float onward, car not slowing down,
3, medium,
and that's
opens.
that. Like, it's just...
Into right 3, medium, 30. Hairpin left, don't cut, 50, bumpy. Right 3, long, 100.
I still find the dynamic weather really puzzling because the game is supposedly giving you accurate information about the weather, but then it just starts raining when it said it shouldn't. I don't know.
Left 6 and left 4, don't cut. And left 3, 50. And right 4, short, don't cut. And left 5, bumpy, opens, 50.
Also, wet gravel feels very weird to drive on. It feels like you're slushing on this, like... It feels and sounds like you're basically gliding on 2 centimeter surface of constant water. It doesn't feel like the ground is, like, sucking up any of the water. It's really strange. It doesn't feel at all right. Like, wet gravel is probably not an easy thing to simulate, but this is not what it is. It feels like you're, like, driving on, like, this slightly grippy water soap. It's so hard to describe. It just feels wrong in a very, very fundamental, categorical way.
finish.
And there's no real transition period between dry and constant water soap when it starts raining on gravel. It's just like dry, 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 water. Like, it's just, huh. It's very, very weird. I wouldn't call that a great one, but I feel like I got screwed over by the brakes once, and by a very, very, not warned about set of rocks as well once. One of them was me, though. Well, the sort of invisible hard point I hit on the second one, but the right 5 that just, I flew into the rocks, which I was like, yeah, the note said nothing about rocks outside. I am not a happy boy about that one.
3, 2, 1. We're off. 50, left 4, tightens, 40.
That's,
Brake for hairpin right.
that's actually an idea. I wonder if there's one day gonna be a WRC game that lets you create your own notes. Because that's what the drivers actually do. Like, they would have like a default set of notes, but you can then adjust or customize them if you want to. That would actually be a huge thing. And probably not especially hard to do either. And then you could put there stuff that's important to you. Like, you know, my left 4 could be either a danger left 4 tightens or just left 3, or that one where I drove off in the previous one, I could just say, or put into the note, like, instead of just right 5, it could be right, like, danger right 5 rocks outside, you know? That would make a huge difference, actually. Again, brakes, they do nothing. I broke so long for that, and it's just, no.
Into right 4 over bump, into flat left, short over crest. Into right 5, very long, tightens 4.
It is quite maddening.
Left 6, into right 5. And left 6, into right 5, short, 40. Into left 5, 60. Left 5, tightens, into right 4, short and kinks. Into left 3, narrows, don't cut, and right 5. Caution, brake, square left, open, 30. Left 5.
Here we are.
And left 4, short, into right 3, very long. Into left 5, short, tree in, into right 5, 50. Into left 3, long, opens, 200, bumpy. Caution, left 5, brake into right 3, short, very narrow, cut, into flat left and right 3. Into left 4, don't cut, narrows, keep into right 4. And left 1, medium, don't cut, into right 3, cut.
Alright.
And flat left,
At least this bit went
bumpy.
better.
Into right 3, tightens, into left 4, short, don't cut. Into right 2, opens. Into flat left and right 5, don't cut.
That not so much.
Come on, let's get going again. Into flat left and right 5, don't cut. Into left 4, short. Into right 5, short. Into left 1, don't cut.
I can't help but feel that the rallies are poorly put together in this game, though. Like, as you've noticed, we've been going through the exact same bits of road about 5 times now, in all of our 5 stages, apart from the super special one, though. So sure, 4 times out of the 5 stages, right? 4 times we've gone over the exact same bits of road in the exact same direction back to back to back to back to back. It would make a huge, huge, huge difference if they just made the adjustment of, sure, then you have the amount of road you have, fine, but instead of what's happened here, instead of that, we would have done the, like, whatever. The first stage in however it was, and then maybe the endurance stage could be backwards, and then just like two of the stages we've done here should have been backwards. It would have felt a little bit more fresh, instead of just like we do A, finish, then A and B, and then B, all in the same direction. So we're just going through the exact same roads three times over in the exact same direction. It's not... It could be a little more just well put together, I feel. It's not really optimal. Alright, fix that. Put softs on. Let's go. With victory in mind. Yes. I also wonder why the garage sections can't have the main menu music, for example, instead of being quiet. That's also a really dumb design choice. Like, they still have music in the game that they can use. Why not put the non-copyrighted ones into the slots that were copyrighted when you put the streamer mode on? It is very weird.
Left 4, don't cut, 50. Left 4 over crest, into right 3, medium, tightens. Into left 5 and right 4.
I find these turns really hard. I've done this bit many times over at some points in the last weeks. And because they're all downhill, and they all are like uneven and lead into death, like sideways, it's really hard to brake enough and not go fast, like too fast there. And remain centered enough to not just like float off.
Right 3 narrows, opens into right 4 short, 30. Flat right, 50. And flat left, wall in, 50. And flat right, jump, maybe, over crest, 30. Right 5, bumpy, and left 4 short, 50. Bumpy over crest. And left 3 long, tightens into crest. And hairpin right, don't cut, 50.
I almost hit like 7 rocks there, but almost. It doesn't count.
And left 5 over crest, tightens, long, bumpy. Into right 4 and right 3, 30. Flat left and hairpin right, 30.
Sudden bumps from the road often cause issues.
And flat left, tightens, 2. Into right 5, tightens, don't cut, 40. Left 3, medium, tightens, don't cut. Into right 2, narrows, 40. Left 3, 100. Crest into flat left, hard brake. For left 3 short, narrows into left 5, tightens, brake. For hairpin right. Into left 3 short and right 2, don't cut.
That was tight.
Into left 3 short. Into brake for hairpin left. And right 1, don't cut.
Nice and
And
easy.
left 5 short and right 4, tightens. And flat left, don't cut, and right 5, bumpy, tightens. Into left 3, tightens 2, don't cut, rock out. Into right 3, short, don't cut. Into left 3, short, opens. Into flat right, long, over bump. And left 3, tightens into right 2, medium.
Yeah.
And left 5, short, into right 5. Into left 4, short, opens. And right 5, into left 3, short. Into flat right, 200, over bumps.
Here we go.
Right 4, don't cut, 40. And left 5 short into right 4, very long, 30. Left 3, very long, tightens into right 5, keep in, 50.
Very, very, very almost did not get slow enough for that
Right
either.
5, tightens, 30. Right 5, short, tightens 3, don't cut, narrows at junction. Into left 5, narrows, keep in, 30. Right 3, opens. And left 4, into right 5, narrows, 30. Kinks, into right 5, 50. Left 5, short, 30, keep middle. And left 5 short, cut, into right 5, and left 4, tightens, very long, keep in. Into right 6, over crest, into flat left. Into bump, brake for left 4, bumpy. Into right 4, opens. Into caution, brake for square right. And flat right, bumpy, 100.
Yeah.
And left 2, tightens, medium. And right 3, long, opens, 40. Into left 3, opens, into left 4, over crest.
Trying to focus hard.
And right 4, over crest, tightens. Into left 5, medium, tightens, 40. Right 5, 40. Caution, brake for square right, 80. Right 6, long, tightens 4. And left 4, into right 6, opens. Into flat right, tightens 5, and left 5, bumpy, don't cut. And right 3, long, don't cut, opens 60, over crest. Right 5,
I'd like to blame the brakes again, but I suppose I just have to at some point just accept that if there are no brakes, I should drive like I have no brakes, meaning I should never go fast to begin with, and then that couldn't happen. I don't know.
Left 4, medium, tightens, 150. Right 4, tightens, and left 4, short, rock in, very long, into left 6, long. Caution, brake for square right through gate. And right 5, don't cut, tightens. Into flat left, don't cut, 40. Flat left into right 4, tightens, over crest. And right 4, into right 4, tightens, into left 5, 100. Brake, right 4, cut, into left 4, opens, uphill. And right 5, long, tightens, and widens at junction. And right 4, short. And caution, big jump into flat right, keep in. Into left 1, tightens.
That jump is really, really dangerous because it kind of gives not great advice. If you jump too far to the right, then you're just off the track. If you jump too far to the left, then you're in the actual cliff side on the left. So center is the way to go, and it says instead to, like, I think it says like keep inside, which is kind of an arguably which one do you mean, because it's kind of like right after a turn, right before a different turn. So the note, I feel, is really, really, really wrong there. And also misleading.
Right 5 into left 3, don't cut,
I
medium.
think the note is saying
Right
to
5,
stay on the
into left 4,
vague
cut.
right, but not too far. But
And
I'm
flat
not
left,
sure.
30. Left 3, medium, and right
Meaning
3
that the note is considering the right turn that happens right before the mid of the jump is where you need to keep quote-unquote inside, meaning on the right. But too far of that is just death, so...
Keep middle over crest. And left 4, tighten 3, into right 5 short. And left 6, tightens 4, bumpy. And right 4, tightens into left 4. And left 4, medium, 30.
Alright.
And left 3, short over bump, keep in, 40. And flat right, small cut, 50. Flat right into forest, 50. And flat left, 30. Into right 5, cut, 100. And caution, right 3, cut, into left 4, cut. And right 4, open.
Caution indeed. I had to use the side of the road to brake a bit more, because the normal brakes wouldn't have gotten me even there. So it was kind of a panic mode choice of steering a bit too much to the right by design, so I could actually stop the car. I wouldn't call it great, but there was just like one genuinely rough mistake. On an endurance stage, that's... in this game, that's basically the best I can do, probably. Alright. And that would be what winning the Sardinia rally by about 3 minutes. Yay! Against normal AI. Cool. We win! Boggers, exactly so. The UI is a bit busy, but there we are. Those be the standings, so yay. Alrighty. Completed rally indeed. So yeah, cool. I'll keep on streaming, but I'll cut the recording here, so it's one rally per recording. So if you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe. Yes.